Hello, I'm Lorenzo Moscini and this is the theory interview for BIMM. I'm going to talk about the circle of the fifth. We have a circle divided in 12 parts. The first note we have is C and then we have a G. The distance between C and G is a perfect fifth, and this is the same with all the notes in the circle. So we have C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and F. This is the same with the flats. So we have C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. Okay, so the circle of the fifth tells us how many sharps and flats are in the scale we are using. So we have C note, which doesn't have any sharp or any sharps or flats, and we have G, which has one sharp, D, which has two sharps, A, three sharps, E, four sharps, B, five sharps, F sharp, six sharps, and then C sharp, seven sharps. Okay. Then we have the same with the flats. So we have F with one flat, B flat, two flats, E flat with three flats, then A flat with four flats, D flat with five flats, and G flat with six flats, and B with seven flats. So this is the circle of the fifth. Now I'm going to talk about the key signature. Okay. Okay. The key signature. The key signature tells us what are the sharps or the flats in the scale we're using. So, for example, if we are in the F key, we will have B sharp. This means that all the notes we are playing are without any sharp or flats, except this one, which is flat. So now I'm going to talk about the intervals. To talk about the intervals, I would like to take as an example the C major scale. So C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. Okay. An interval between two notes is the distance between these notes. So for example, if we have C, the distance between C and D is a second. The distance between C and E is a third. The distance between C and F is a fourth. The distance between C and G is a fifth. And C and A is a sixth. And C and 7 is a seventh. Okay, so now depending on if the distance is about a semitone distance or a whole tone distance, there are different kinds of the interval. So for example, if the distance is a semitone distance between C and D, it's a minor second. If the distance is a whole tone, it's a major second. This is the same with the third, which can be minor or major. The fourth, depending on if it's a semitone distance, a whole tone or a whole tone and semitone, is a fourth is called a diminished fourth, a perfect fourth, or fourth, or augmented fourth. It's the same with the fifth, which can be diminished, perfect, or augmented augmented. The 6 can be minor or major, and the 7 can be minor or major. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the scales. Okay, a scale is a series of notes which have specific intervals. So, for example, the most common scale is the major scale, which has these intervals. It has the major second, the major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh. Okay. So this is the major scale. We can build the minor scale from the major scale. So we can take the 6th grade of the major scale, and this grade will become the 1st grade of the minor scale. So, for example, okay, if we have A, which is the 6th grade and the 1st grade in the minor scale, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so this is the A minor scale, and there are different intervals. So, in the minor scale, we will have a major second, a minor third, a perfect fourth, a perfect fifth, a minor sixth, and a minor seventh. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the chords. Okay, so we can imagine a chord has 3 notes played at the same time, but they cannot be random notes, but they have a nucleus which is called triad. So there are 4 kinds of triad. There's the major triad, the minor, the diminished, and the augmented. Okay, so the major triad is composed by the 1st note, the major third, and the perfect fifth. Then we have the minor triad, which is composed by the 1st note, the minor third, and the perfect fifth. Then we have the diminished triad, which is composed by the 1st note, a minor third, and a diminished fifth. Then we have the augmented triad, which is composed by the 1st note, the major third, and the augmented fifth. Okay. Now these are the main chords. So the major chords, minor chords, diminished chords, and augmented chords. But adding other notes to these triads, we will have different kind of chords. For example, if we add a major 7 in this to this triad, we will have a major 7 chord. If we add the minor 7, we will have a 7 chord. Adding a minor 7 to the minor triad, we will have the minor 7 chord. And adding the minor 7 to the diminished triad, we will have a half diminished chord. This is the same with the augmented, but it's a very specific topic, so I won't talk about it. Okay, there are other chords. So, for example, if we don't play the third, but we play the fourth instead of the third, a perfect 4, we will have a sus4. This is the same of if we don't play the 7th, but we play the 9th instead of the 7th, we will have a sus9. And if we add the 9 to the chord, we will have another 9. And this is the same with the other videos. And there are other chords, of course. Now I'm going to talk about the rhythm. Okay, so First, I would like to talk about the values of the notes. So there are different notes with different values, and the most common are the whole note, which counts for 4/4, the medium, which is 2/4, the quarter, which is 1/4, then the quaver, which is 1/8. Then we have the 1/16, 1/32, and 1/64. Okay, so these are the values of the notes. When we play, near the key, we'll have two numbers. So the first number here is the number of the beats per bar, and the second number is the value of the note. So, for example, in a 4/4 bar, we can have a whole note, or we can have, for example, 2 mediums, or we can have 4 quarters, or 8 quavers. Okay. The lesson is finished. I hope you liked it, and goodbye.